Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to part 50 of Yakuza 0. And in this episode, we finally move on to Chapter 6. And let me assure you one thing. Chapter 6 is definitely a memorable chapter for me, and it's probably one of my favorites. Obviously, for how the chapter ends. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we start the Yakuza way. I love this chapter.
ママ、もういいよ。迷惑かけた。
小田さん。
桐生。すまねえ、兄弟。俺はまるでお前の力になってやれなかった。
いや、それはこっちのセリフだ。結局お前のことまで巻き込んじまった。悪い。
おい、お前、これからどうする気だ？さっきの青野ってやつにうちの社長を渡せって言われたんだろ。さっきおめえが下で暴れてる間、阿波野の兄貴がそう言ってたんだ。これから堂島組が組を挙げて立花の社長を探すことになるってな。
ああ。
俺からもお前を説得しろって言われて、立花を渡すことがお前が死なずに済む唯一の道だと。よう、社長は今お前の濡れ衣晴らすために町中の情報を集めてんだ。その社長の首を堂島組に差し出すのか？あんた黙ってろ！なんだと？断りゃ立花の代わりに桐生が的にされる。組織ぐるみで追われりゃいくらなんでも生き残れねえ。だったらうちの社長が殺されることは構わねえのか？てめえらが桐生を巻き込んだんだろうが！
よせ、相手は怪我人だ、錦。それにいずれ堂島組を敵に回すのは俺も承知の上だった。思っているそのタイミングが早かっただけだ。
おめえ、堂島組相手に正面切って喧嘩売るつもりか？バカ言ってんじゃねえ！まさか親さんだってここまでひどくなるとは思ってなかったはずだ。それは確かにそうかもしれない。もともと立花社長は堂島組と正面から勝ち合う前に例の殻の一粒をかっさらうつもりでいた。堂島組にとってあの土地は10億じゃ効かねえ価値があるんだ。それをうまく使えばうちも神室町の一角を担う組織になれる。堂島組でさえやすやすとは潰せない組織に。ただこうまで早く堂島組の幹部に目つけられちまうとはな。阿波野の兄貴を甘く見すぎだ。あの人クゼなんかとは比べ物にならねえよ。切れ者だ。とにかく社長と話してみる。ママ、電話貸してくれ。全員が助かる道だってあるはずだ。うちが殻の一つもの所有者を抑えりゃ堂島組と取引できる余地もある。だといいがよ。社長、小田です。今桐生とセルナって店にいます。ええ、それで堂島組の青野が社長を渡せと桐生に持ちかけてきました。はい、うちが殻の一粒を追っていることにも気づいてます。だから社長は今すぐ身を隠してください。俺はもう桐生は信用できないと思います。社長を堂島組に売るかもしれない。おい、ちょっと待て。
いいんだ、錦。
でもよ、
これでもう俺にも社長がどこにいるかはわからない。
くそ！
悪く思うなよ。
騒がせたな、ママ。怖い思いをさせてすまなかった。
うちの心配なんて。それよりこれからどうするの？
おい待て、桐生！おめえどうする気なんだよ。
今さらジタバタしても始まんねえ。もともと組を抜けた時は一人でやるつもりだった。まずはクゼを捕まえて俺の濡れ衣を晴らす。振り出しに戻ったな。
バカ野郎、この状況でそんなことできるわけねえだろ。
それでも俺はやるしかねえんだ。
Alright, in order to continue Chapter 6, which once we go there, we're pretty much locked in that whole entire scenario for the entirety of the chapter, you can go to Empty Lot to go on ahead to complete the story. I say no, because there's several things you need to do in this chapter. Specifically, the gambling, media, and finally finishing off the real estate king in this chapter, on top of the fact that I'm going to eventually deal with the rush training, but I'm also going to collect some payouts, so I'll be able to buy the Gambling King's lands, and we'll end up running into side quest along the way. One in particular that we need to run into in order for us to even continue the Gambling King's arc. So with that said, this first side quest involves DJ Dos Kamiya. So, what exactly does this DJ do? This DJ will read postcards sent to him by guests on the air. And he'll end up giving them a prize of 1 million yen. This is probably one of the reasons why you want to do that, because of that prize of 1 million yen. Also, for Kiryu's sake, you'll end up getting the Hercules glove once you do that. The thing is, you gotta send 3 postcards, and he has to read them. And there are specific postcards that he can read. Now, about what you put on the postcards, that's where all the side quests come in. In fact, all of the side quests that you run into between Chapter 2, Chapter 2 and Chapter 6 will be read by, 3 of them will be read. I mean, you could save before you actually pick a postcard to see exactly which one Dulce is going to read. But there are, out of all the side quests, at least 6 of them that he's going to read. One of which is your run-in with the fortune teller. The other one happens to be trading your dom. And I think the last one is Miracle. And actually, 2 of them I know for a fact is your run-ins with Miracle. And I do believe the whole video game thing also, where you have to try to save a kid's game from a bully who ends up getting robbed by another bully who ends up getting robbed by the kid's dad. Yeah. That one will get announced too. And I don't remember the 6th one, but those 5 in general will be mentioned in those postcards. You can only write 3 because it's 1 per quest. And once you complete that, Oh yeah, and this, by the way, will make or break if the quest isn't completed. Well, actually, no, it can. It'll still complete regardless. But at the exact same time, you might not get a prize depending on if you get anything else. So I know those 5 subjects will actually get you the Hercules glove and the 1 million right off the bat. And Marina happened to have some postcards along the way. Oh, and by the way, Majima does this too in Chapter 8, so bear that in mind. There's actually only 5 sub-stories in 8. The 3 postcards, the gambling hall for the rock, papers, and scissors, and also Mr. Moneybags. Those are the only 5... I think there's... No, there's 5. There's 5, never mind. Those are the only 5 side quests that are in this chapter. It's a pretty short chapter for side quest. And you can do side quests you haven't done in Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. Primarily, Pocket Circuit Fighter. Because all of his actually shows up in Chapter 2. However, you need lots of money in order for you to even remotely complete Pocket Circuit Fighter. So, I think I've got everybody's funds up. Now, we're gonna go on ahead and actually... Oh wait, we're at a high point for him, so that's gonna be 2 million for that. And let's see if there's anybody else that needs to change over. We're good on that. And the Electronics King is maxed out, and so is the Pleasure King. We are good on security for right now. I just need to change him over. Yeah, I'll change him over to this guy. Yeah, he'll be a C, but at least he'll have some security for this. And we'll have to start collecting from the Gambling King once we start buying some territories. So we'll have to come back in and also do the side quest as well. But first, let's start taking the Gambling King. We're gonna have to go this way. Or I could just go back and continue the side quest, whichever one comes first. So we'll just have to look at the desk in order for it to write, but the name you want to go under is Judgment Cassie. What? Why in the world would you call yourself that? And apparently Judgment is his favorite song. Go figure. We just got finished singing it twice, and one of which to beat the Leisure King. Anyway, like I said, you can... I mean, there's 5 of them you need to pick, but there's only maybe 6 of them that he's going to be interested in.
Oi.
Hi.
And also, he's going to tell Marina not to peek into her... Oh, okay. He's going to tell Marina not to peek into his letter because he wants to make sure that Dulce reads it first. So we're going to have to come back and then we'll see if Dulce read the letter. It's going to be a repeated thing because this happened 3 times. Anyway... We're gonna go on to... Actually, let's go buy some territories now. In fact, I think there's one territory we can get right now, and that's Mockbowl. Or am I going to go back and... Yeah, Past Me's gonna go back and activate that quest again. So, let's look at the radio then. I thought we were going to get territory. No, we are. We're going to get at least 4 of them. But we don't want to buy too many of them. After all, we are going to have to, we're going to have to actually save some for when we actually fail the 60% for the, Gambling King. Although, once we get to 30, we don't have to worry about the Gambling King making a credible threat. No, you got to worry about him at level 60, so we're good to go at that. I mean, at 60%, sorry. And, he's got his letter read! So, basically, his letter about him training the dominatrix was actually read. This is hilarious.
See you next time.
So, with that said, Kiryu got it read. So that's one, and now we need 2 more. And yes, these postcards are literally aimed towards getting all of these sub-stories complete so you can face off against the Amon family. Or, I think So Amon, if I'm not mistaken. And that's pretty much all that these side quests are. Just to eventually go up against So Amon. That's pretty much been a staple for the entire Yakuza series. Like, having all the sub-stories done, and then you have to face a member of the Amon... Hold on. Oh, right. I'm also checking on this guy, too, because I want to try to increase his friendship so I can get a completion point. And that's all I get from this guy. I mean, I tried to watch every movie, but apparently I don't think that's enough. But let's go to Mokubo first to go get our first property from the Gambling King. Yeah, we don't need to fight right about now. If I would have fought you, I would have Superman punched you, because I learned how to do that not too long ago. And after bowling and getting a chicken as a manager, now we got the property. I had to hold off on that because the Gambling King would sick his goons on the property when I tried to invest into it or try to win it in a money battle, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Especially since the property itself is 17,000 in investment value, and I gotta dump in more than what the Gambling King will have to offer. This will all work out in the end, because once you beat the Pleasure, Leisure, and Electronic I just bit my tongue. Once you beat the Pleasure, Leisure, and Electronics King, I will be able to, buy most, if not some, of the territories belonging to the Gambling King. And the payout's almost ready. All I have to do is just return back to, oh, and I'm also doing this to stall out the payout. I'm trying so hard to try to max him out, but again, it's only for completion point, and that's it. But the more completion points you have, the better. Oh! I do not have enough money. Yet. Again, let me reiterate. I want to hold off on buying all of the Gambling King's property until we get to the 60% mark. Win or lose, then I'll buy all the property, and then we can face the Gambling King. Which he's gonna actually be a hell of a lot tougher. But at least that means, oh, we gotta go get the postcard. So, with that said, let's check on my properties. Oh, not done yet. So that means we're gonna have to fill out a postcard. So postcard number 2 we're gonna probably get, I think we're gonna get the run-in with Miracle Johnson at Maharaja. That's what we're gonna do. But like I said, both run-ins with Miracle Johnson would work. Or I think I went there and got the fortune teller. That's what I did. So, let's go get the fortune teller and be done with that. Oh yeah, the quest for RQ3. And also the Yokomichi Silvers. We could do that too, but I think Miracle and Maharaja would actually work too. Yeah, the Miracle Walk and Miracle and Maharaja are the two ones that'll actually get you close to 1 million. And if I would have got the Visionary Fortune Teller, that also would have done that as well. So, now we're going to have to leave the building again and come back in to actually see if it actually gotten red. And on that note, I may have to also collect all of my funds too. So let's go back in, and hopefully it got red. Now the third time I come back in, it's going to be a cutscene if my postcard got red. But first, let's collect some money, and then we can start taking some property. In fact, now that I stop and think about it, the Gambling King's area is already at 21%, and we made $10 billion. Wow, 10 billion yen. Nice. So, let's go on ahead and start increasing these. Ah, maybe I might need Miracle Jackson for these. Or Mama, whichever one comes first. Oh, that's just soul crushing. You thought that they would have, since it had a low turnout, that I would actually level it up. But no, that's not the case. I barely even made it budge. Okay. Funny how I already got a C ranked properties. So that means that eventually I'm going to get myself an S rank easier in the Gambling King's property than what I would any other time. So with that said, I'll be right back. Alright, it's time for us to hear if our postcard has been put onto the radio. I had to step off for a little bit, because after all I am taking medication. So with that said, it's time to read if this postcard really got on there or not. But obviously it did, because it was for Miracle Johnson. Now then, this actually is to talk about the fact that Kiryu got schooled at the Maharaja by Miracle Johnson and ended up getting the encounter finder for it. But nonetheless, having a dance-off with Miracle Johnson is pretty cool. However, get used to dance-offs, because Kiryu's got 3 of them as a side quest. Majima's got 1, and on top of the fact that he has to do dance-offs in Club Czar. Yeah, that's right. Any of his girls, he has to do a dance-off with in Club Czar. So that's basically going to be something that's going to happen throughout this game. Probably another reason why I have not passed the Club Czar yet. So, with that said, Postcard Pro is done. We're just going to leave, and we got one more postcard to send. And that'll be the last one. And the reason why I'm sending these postcards, again, the Herculean glove. So what's so good about the Herculean glove? It prevents Kiryu from being thrown. Okay, let me rephrase that. It prevents Kiryu's grapples from being broken by weaker enemies, and stronger enemies will have a hard time breaking free. Like, for instance, you can actually... It'll take less button presses to try to throw a Mr. Shakedown or a boss character. Something of that nature. That's what the Herculean glove we're getting is going to do. Majima only is going to get money out of this. That's all I gotta say when it comes down to him. And again, you gotta do quests for him as well. To make sure that any of the topics that he gets will actually be on the air. So, we're going to have to come back as soon as the postcard is sent. Obviously, it's going to be sent as soon as we leave. And we're going to come back in, and also we're going to get the collections as well. But I also want to mention something else. I remember there's actually a 6th mission here. Hey, remember that mission I talked to you about Kiryu having to get kids a porno mag? That's in this chapter too. So, yeah. Oh, the collection isn't done yet. So, let's go on ahead and check out the radio. Oh, and once you send a postcard, you can't actually change it. You can only send one per each side quest. So, you're going to have to listen to see if your card actually gets read on the air again. And if it does, Dulce is going to be paying you a visit. And with him, $1 million in the Herculean glove. Provided he read some of the crazy things that you actually read. If he didn't, then well, he'll say better luck next time. And that will probably end Postcard Master, or Postcard Pro, or Postcard Rookie. Either way, if you get all 3, that means you're one step closer to the Amon family. Because after Chapter 10, there's not much side quests left. Actually, after Chapter 10... that's literally the Amon family right there. Because 11 through 16 is pretty damn short. So, with that said, he's read the postcard. So now, we're gonna get the prize, which is $1 million and a Herculean glove. And Dulce himself will be greeting you, so you don't have to leave. And I activated this cutscene so I could get the payout. But I've got to be careful though, because now Mr. Shakedown is on the loose. And also I unlocked his deep pockets. Meaning, after I beat the second Mr. Shakedown, they're going to start coming with more and more money. And they're going to be tougher than ever before. So I cannot let myself get my ass kicked. So, yeah. I just gotta say, word of warning to the wise. Unless you have, like, some secret wallets or stuff like that, you're gonna get your butt kicked. No, if you get your butt kicked, you're gonna lose all your money. But what I'm gonna do is instead, we're gonna put the Berserker Charm in there.
Hi.
Because I've already got a full inventory of items. So, with that said, that takes care of that postcard meeting, because I already got 1 million yen from that. And, cool beans, we're done. That's the only reason why I did that quest anyway, is for money. And the only thing that's Majima's gonna get is money. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait till next time in order to reap the benefits of all of those collections. And I'll see you all in the next episode when we go after Rush, and more importantly, we go after that one side quest needed for the Gambling King. Peace out.